Straight all day.
You are now tuned into the show where you learn the discipline to show up day after day to do the work, the confidence to put yourself out there boldly and authentically, and the mental toughness to continue showing up, doing the work, putting yourself out there even when the success you've expected to achieve has yet to be achieved. And on top of all this, you get a huge dose of personal initiative. That is the go-getter energy that moves any one of us, including yourself. It's going to make things happen instead of waiting for things to happen. And then we put all this together into a series of frameworks, approaches, insights, strategies, and techniques, all underneath the umbrella of one unifying philosophy that is called work on your game. My name is Baldwin, also known as Dre All Day, and welcome to the show. And today's topic is how to handle bad news. Yes, how to handle bad news. Before we get into this, I tell you, when I have a daily motivation text message that I send out free of charge to everyone in my text community. This message is guaranteed to keep you focused, sharp, and on point. Here's what I want you to do. As you are listening to the show, I want you to text me and tell me the best insight you got from this episode. And at the same time, I want you to just text me. Either way, this will give you two reasons to text me. And you're going to be getting into my text community, which means you're going to receive that daily motivation text that I send out every morning, guaranteed to keep you focused, sharp, and on point. So text me at that number right now while you listen to me talk. And as you listen to this episode, the best insight you get, text me and tell me what it was. Secondly, the next step for you to work with me directly and get more game from me, the serious game, the deep game, is to come into my university, workonyourgameuniversity.com, where I have over 20 courses: Bulletproof Mindset 2.0, 30 Days of Discipline, ASAP Confidence, People Skills, Content Machine, Becoming a Business Athlete, Business Builder course, Your Body, Your Health, Next Mission for people who are transitioning from one career to another. All of those are courses that are inside of the university. If you want access to all of that stuff, you want to get my physical mailings that I send out twice a month, if you want to be coached by me, all of those things, the options for all of that is at workonyourgameuniversity.com. So if you have not been to that site, go there right now, see what we have going on, choose your mission, and let's get into it at Work on Your Game University. Let's get into the topic, which is how to handle bad news. Now, as much as we all want good things to happen all the time in life, we want good news, sometimes we're going to get news of things that we didn't want to happen, or there will simply be circumstances that we didn't want to have to deal with that actually become our reality, and we had to deal with them. So here's how we deal with those. That's what we're going to talk about here today. Point number one, topic once again, is how to handle bad news. Number one, remember that everything is figureoutable. This is a baseline mindset and baseline understanding that I want you to carry with you throughout your life. Everything is figureoutable. In these years of your life, whatever your age is, I have no doubt that you have faced some situations which, on the surface, you may have wondered initially how you would ever figure them out, or if you could figure them out. And you have faced situations that other people probably would have folded under the weight of. I'm sure you faced some things that other people probably wouldn't have been able to deal with. But hey, here you are. You dealt with those situations. You figured things out in the past. You will figure things out now. And you will figure things out moving forward. All right, this is a mindset. It is a posture. It's an internal posture. It's a way of being, and it's a way of thinking. I have an episode on posture that I want you to listen to. It's episode number 1411, Fix Your Posture. And when I say posture, I'm not just talking about standing up straight with your head up and your shoulders back. That's part of it. But the posture that I'm really talking about here is your internal posture. It's about the way that you are carrying yourself. It's about the way that you consistently think. It's about the way that you see yourself. And when you have a mindset of everything is figureoutable, you carry yourself with a certain posture that's different from a person who's thinking to themselves, well, I hope nothing unwanted happens here because I don't know how I'm going to deal with it. All right, that is a weak posture. You want to carry yourself with a strong, upright, quote unquote proper posture, which is your belief that anything that happens, you will figure it out, you will handle it, you will turn that situation in your favor however you want it to be. Again, this is a mentality. All right, this is a way of being. It's a way of thinking. It's a way that you carry yourself. And when you carry yourself with this type of posture, other people can read it on you. They can see it in you without you saying a single word. When you carry yourself as the type of person who knows you can handle anything that occurs, people can tell. They can tell that you're this type of person. And when you carry yourself as the type of person who's hoping nothing happens because you won't know what to do, people can tell that too. And guess who really can tell? Guess who really notices this? You. When you're a person who's worried about anything unwanted or unexpected happening because you don't know how you would handle it, or you're pretty sure you wouldn't be able to handle it, oh, you can tell. You know 100% that you don't believe in yourself. You know 100% that you have a weak internal posture. And on the flip side, when you know that you can handle anything that comes, and no matter what happens, you'll be able to deal with it, you know that as well. And you carry yourself with a certain energy based on that belief, based on that understanding. So that's why it matters so much for you to keep this in mind, that everything is figureoutable, and that you will be able to handle, because when you face life with this mentality, you will know that you can and will handle anything that comes your way, even if you're not sure exactly how. Remember what we talked about in the episode on insight. Insight is about asking yourself the right question even when you don't know the answer. And this posture that I'm talking about here, it rhymes with that. It's knowing I will be able to handle this. I might not know exactly how I'm going to handle it right now given the circumstance, but I know I am going to handle it. All right, that is a posture, that's a mentality, that's a way of thinking, it's a way of being. You need to adopt that and make that part of your normal modus operandi right now. If you want help with that, get my book, The Mental Workbook, at workonmygame.com/workbook. Again, that's workonmygame.com/workbook. Point number 2. Today's topic, once again, is how to handle bad news. Number 2, the calmest and most poised person in the room is always the leader in the room, regardless of their actual, their status or their job title amongst the occupants of the room. The calmest and most poised person is the leader. Remember that being a leader is not the same as being a boss. A boss is the person with the job title. You're the manager, you're the key holder, you have rank or seniority over the other person. That makes you the boss. The leader is the person who other people voluntarily want to follow. So the boss is something that is designated. The title of boss is put on you. It's given to you. It's handed to you. It is, you can earn it, but it's something that is given. That's the boss. This person is the boss because they have this title, this credential, this seniority, this many years of service, etc., etc. That's what makes you a boss. What makes you a leader is none of those things. What makes you a leader is the fact that everybody else in the room, when they're looking for direction, they're looking for something to follow, they're trying to figure out what to do, they're looking at you. That's the leader. And a leader does not necessarily have to have any title, any seniority, any rank or status above or below or relative to anybody else in the room. They're just the leader because of the way that they conduct themselves and the way that everyone else in the room sees them. That's what makes you a leader. And I just gave you a cheat code to being the leader in any room that you're in. Be the calmest and most poised person in the room, in the group. That will make you a leader. A leader is the person that other people follow. And again, they are following you not because of your title. They follow you because of your energy and the way that you carry yourself. And a boss can also be a leader. But just because you're a boss does not necessarily mean that you are a leader. And you can be a leader even though the boss is in the room. You can still be the leader even though the boss is there. People will still follow your lead and you don't even have the title. Somebody else has the title, but they'll follow you. Okay, so these boss and leader can be in the same individual, but they also can be mutually exclusive. Good. And other people, you as the calmest and most poised person in the room, other people want to follow you, especially in a stress-inducing situation. Because in stress-inducing situations, everybody in the room is wondering what the hell is going on and or what the hell should or could we do? See, stress brings out, stress shows you where people are as far as their poise, as far as how calm they can remain, as far as how do they handle uncertainty. See, anybody can be calm and poised when everything's working, but how are you when nothing's working? How are you when things were working, but then all of a sudden they stop working and you're not sure why they stopped working or if you'll ever be able to get them back to working again? How do you conduct yourself then? See, the person who can stay calm and poised in that situation, that's the leader. Stress-inducing situations reveal character. They do not build character. Actually, in some ways they do build character depending on how you handle it. It doesn't always build character. It can destroy your character also. And it can just reveal it and not do anything for you. It can build it if you are prepared for it to build you. But this is why stress-inducing situations really reveal leaders, because when people are under stress, all that coolness and calmness that most people have all the time goes completely away immediately. But there's a select few people who become even more calm and more poised the more stressful the situation is. Those are your leaders. Because in a stressful situation, everybody's wondering, again, what is going on? What could we do? When you are in that situation, the employees, other people, whoever they are, they see you as someone who may have answers when no one else has any. When you're the leader. When you're that leader, other people look at you as somebody who might have answers because they don't have answers. So they're looking for someone who looks like they might have answers. And that might be you, even though you might not know anything. This is especially true, again, in challenging situations, because the more challenging the situation, the more likely, the more frequently, and at the more extremes, people lose their presence of mind. This is why, for you to groom yourself to be a leader and prepare yourself to be a leader, conditioning yourself for it, this is why having a daily meditation practice matters. It's why the exercise that I give you in the mental workbook matters so much. Again, it's at workonmygame.com/workbook. Because the mental conditioning that you do through the mental workbook, it conditions your mind and your energy for situations in which things are not calm. That's the reason why we meditate, by the way. That's the reason why we do yoga. You don't meditate just so you can feel calm for 10 minutes or 15 minutes or 30 minutes every single day. You do meditation because that 10 or 15 or 30 minutes of practicing calm, poised energy is practice for the rest of the day when all kinds of stuff is going on, and you'll need to tap into that calm, poised energy. The more you consistently practice getting there, the better you'll be able to go there when you're in a stressful situation and you actually need it. See, at the beginning of your day, when you just woke up and there's nobody else awake and you're doing your meditation or your yoga, all right, there's no stress. All right, you don't need meditation or yoga in that moment. There ain't nothing going on. All right, that's a calm moment. It's probably the calmest part of your day, whether you did the meditation or not. The reason why you do it is to practice for the rest of the day when it's not calm and it's not, there is stress. That's when you're going to need it. So you practice in times of peace so that you're ready in times of war. All right, Sun Tzu talked about that in The Art of War. If you have not read that book, I would suggest you read it. Again, it's called The Art of War. This is why having that practice matters. Okay, you get ready for the times when it's not calm. And if you have practice staying calm, when things go haywire, you can remain calm. And because you remain calm, you become the leader. Everybody else wants to follow you because nobody else is calm. Point number 3. Today's topic, once again, is how to handle bad news. Number 3, all news is good news. This is another mentality. This is another tool of mental conditioning. All news is good news. Since whatever the situation is, the situation that you're in right now where you had to deal with some bad news, listen, you will have to live through and deal with that circumstance anyway. So you might as well condition yourself to see it as a positive. All right, whether you deal with it in a way that you'll be happy with or not, either way is happening. So you might as well learn to make it a good thing. I heard somebody tell the story of how they were at work one day and they could see their car out of their office window, and the repo man, they knew that they were behind on car payments and the repo man was on his way. Repo man came and took their car, repossessed their vehicle while they were at work. They watched the car get repossessed. They were looking out the window, this guy's towing away the car. And the guy said, well, he said, when that happened, I called my wife and said, good news, we're getting a new car. I mean, it's funny, but it's the exact idea I'm looking to get across here. Is that whatever the situation, you need to condition yourself to frame that situation as a good thing. All right, that's the exact point I'm trying to get across. You need to learn to frame everything that happens as a good thing, because you're going to find a good in it anyway, and you're going to get the outcome that you want anyway. So you might as well find it as quickly as possible and go to work on it immediately. This is the mindset of some people who always seem to find, if you know this type of person, they always seem to find a positive and the opportunity in everything. And it's the inverse mindset of people who seem to find the negative or the problem in everything. So what type of person do you want to be? The person who always finds a problem in stuff, or the person who always finds a positive? Most people live somewhere in the middle between always finding positive and always find negative. They kind of find a little bit of each no matter what the situation is. And here's what happens to those people who live somewhere in the middle. Their results are somewhere in the middle. Sometimes they get the outcome they want, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they feel amazing and unstoppable. Sometimes they feel terrible and like a piece of shit and they'll never achieve anything. That up and down fluctuation is all based on the way that you think. And if you want to change the way that you think, which will change that fluctuation and make it consistently high, consistently low, whatever you want it to be, read the mental workbook where I show you how to condition your mind. There is a process to conditioning your mind. If you follow that process, you can condition your mind for whatever you want. In the book, I will lay out exactly what, why, how, and what you're going to condition yourself for. You can choose. All of that is at, again, workonmygame.com/workbook to get the mental workbook. All that said, let's recap today's class, which is how to handle bad news. Now, as much as we all want good news, again, there's sometimes going to be circumstances or things that happen that we didn't want to happen. How do you deal with those? Point number one, remember that everything is figureoutable. You have faced situations that seemed impossible in the past, but look at you now. You got through those situations and here you are because you figured things out. I want you to ingrain in your mind that anything can be figured out no matter how formidable the situation. So when you face life with this mentality, you can and you will handle anything that comes your way, even if you're not sure exactly how. Number two, the calmest and most poised person in the room is always the leader in the room. Remember, the leader is not the same as a boss. A leader is the person that other people want to follow, and they follow you based on your energy and the way that you show up. This is why meditation or a yoga practice or a mindfulness practice, all of these things matter because they are practice for when you get into the stressful situations. So the more you practice, the easier it will be to play. Number three, all news is good news. It's a tool of mental conditioning. Whatever the situation or circumstance, you will have to live through it no matter what you do. So you might as well find some positive in it and feel good about the situation rather than finding a negative and feeling bad about the situation. It's like the guy who got his car repossessed. He called his wife at home and said, "Hey, guess what, honey? We're getting a new car." All right, it's the exact idea here. All right, you need to learn to frame everything that happens in your life as a good thing because you need to find the good in it. All right, you might as well find that good as quickly as possible and go to work on it immediately. All right, this is the people who always seem to have a positive mindset no matter what's happening around them. It's also the inverse of the people who always seem to have a negative mindset no matter what's happening around them. Most people live somewhere in the middle. They're sometimes positive, sometimes negative, and because of the up and down nature of the way they think, there's an up and down nature to their results. If you want to fix that, again, go to workonmygame.com/workbook and get the mental workbook so we can fix this problem. You can condition your mind for exactly what you want it to be, your life, your success, ASAP. All that said, text me, get my daily motivation straight to your phone, 305-384-6894. Also, text me at that number, tell me the best insight, the best idea, the best breakthrough you got from what you just heard. Again, that's 305-384-6894. And the next step, you're listening to this show, your next step is to join my university, workonyourgameuniversity.com, so you get access to all 20 plus courses. You get the physical bulletproof bulletin and the masterclass black book to your doorstep, physically mailed every single month. And if you want to work with me directly in my coaching program, be coached directly by me, that's also at workonyourgameuniversity.com. Work on your game. Dre all day.